everybody. My name is Marcia Smirka. I am a five-star elite coach, and today I wanted to talk with you about Picmonkey and editing your photos. When I first started coaching, I had never edited a picture in my life. I had no social media experience, so I really had a lot of growing pains and learned as I went and had to teach myself how to do it. So my goal with this training is to hopefully show you guys some tips that I learned along the way so that you have an easier time figuring this out. Editing pictures does take some practice and it takes some time. My first ones were really bad. Looking back, I was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking putting that up there on social media? But they do get easier and better as you go. So I'm going to do a screen share here and show you a couple different things about Picmonkey, and hopefully, like I said, it'll help you with editing your photos. So I'm going to do a screen share here. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. All right, what I tell my team is when you're on Pinterest, for example, and you see a picture that catches your eye, look at it and pay attention to it, what catches your eye about it, and then you can take that back and use that as inspiration to create your own image and just insert yourself into the picture. So I'm going to look at this one here, and I really love this quote: "What seems impossible today will one day become your warm-up." So I'm going to do this, and I'll show you how to recreate this image using one of my photos. All right, so we're going to go to Picmonkey, and then I always use the design, we're going to do, for this one, we're going to do something else. I'm going to do an edit, and then I'm going to pull a photo off of my computer. Let's see. I think it's in here. Yep. I'm going to choose one of these here. I think we'll do this one. And then that'll pull up. All right, so, and then I forgot what that text was. What seems impossible today will one day become. All right. And then over here, you have all of your options for editing. So I'm just going to do a text overlay. This one is really simple. So I'm going to click on text, and it'll pop up here in a minute. Add text. I get that right. All right, and then when you click on it, you can change your box here. And then I'm going to center it. And I'm going to also change the font. And sometimes it takes a little playing around with to find a font that you really like. Oh, shoot. Let's see. I'm going to have to log in. Now, I do have the paid upgrade, if I can remember what it is. Maybe I can't. Well, I don't remember what my password is, but I didn't have that until probably a year into coaching. So you don't really need it. It just gives you more options for editing. I got to remember what my password is now. All right. So then once you're happy with that, Um, your other options, this top one is you can crop if you want. I'm not going to crop anything out of that one. This effects button gives you a bunch of different options. I don't know if I'm going to do any of these either, but you can play around with the coloring. I'm pretty happy with this picture, so I don't know if I'm going to do much editing to it. Actually, I didn't mind that last one. Okay. All right, and then I am going to include my name on it on the bottom. One thing you're going to want to think about doing is linking it back to you somehow. Some coaches put their blog. Some people might put their Instagram, whatever it is that you want to do. This is my like page, so I like to have people directed back to my like page. Just pick something and maybe be consistent, just so people can find you. I'm going to post this on Pinterest, so I want people to find me on my blog from Pinterest. So that's why I'm going to do this. And then I like to do a fade. So this is like a watermark. So when you click on the fade here, it just fades it out. I don't know if I'm real happy with that font. There. All right, so I'm done with this one. So then I'm going to save it. Actually, I need to center this a little bit more. There, okay. Actually, I'm going to see what that looks like in white. Yeah. All right, so when I'm done, I'm just going to save it. Then you can upload it to Picmonkey. All right, so I'm going to refresh this. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is cover photos. And one thing that I started doing is when I create like ads for my challenge groups or whatever, I do it in a cover photo, so that way I can also use it for the challenge group when I open up the group. So it just saves a step, and it saves you some time. So you're left with a blank slate, basically. And this is a really fun way to create some unique images. So I'm just going to go in. Maybe I'll work on a cover photo for my personal Facebook page. Let's see what I got here. Take this picture. So you really are working with a blank canvas when you use this feature. Which is kind of fun. I don't know what else I want to put in there. Well, this I can show you. All right, so, all right, this one has a background, and let's say I wanted to get rid of that background and use that maybe for a coaching post, okay? So what you do is click on eraser and then play around with your eraser size and the hardness. And then you can erase all this background. This was one thing that I did not know how to do. It took me forever to figure out how to do this, and I didn't understand what coaches were doing to give them this effect. So hopefully this saves you some wondering. And then I'm just going to enlarge it so I can get really close up to where I want to cut this off. All right, so you get the idea here. The bigger you enlarge it, the closer you can get. And then when you shrink it back down, it just looks really clean and cut. Okay. All right, again, you get the idea here. So then I'm going to shrink it back down. Get rid of some of this here. I always find around the hair is kind of the most tricky. And this is why, like, if you take your photos and go get them done professionally, a white background is really easy to trim this up. So just something to keep in mind, as you guys work your business, and if you're doing a professional photo shoot, get some done in a white background. It just makes it really easy. All right, and then you can change the canvas color. And then you can see, I could go back and cut this out a little bit closer. But white on white is really nice because it blends in a lot easier. So let's say I was doing a clean, I'm just going to get rid of this one. Oops, here. I'm going to get rid of that because I'm doing something different. Let's say I was doing a clean eating post. I'm going to go back to overlay and then add my own. And then I had one in here that I worked on the other day that was kind of fun. Let's see if I can find it now. Oh, and this is something too. If you have something like this, let me get rid of that one. Let's say you have, you're getting your pictures taken. Always try to do one holding up a blank piece of paper because you can overlay anything else in there. So I'm going to go to this geometric, and then I'm going to cover this up, and then I can write in anything that I want my little sign to say here. I'm just going to choose white and cover that right up. All right, and then you can write in whatever you want it to say. This I can cover up too. I'm just going to erase this right out of there. Okay. Now I got to move this down. I just love working with this because it's like I said, a blank canvas. And then I'm going to go back and overlay something else here, go back to my own. Okay, this was one that I thought was kind of fun. So I pulled this up from Pinterest, and I really loved this fruit stack. But obviously I don't want that text there. So again, I'm going to use that eraser feature and just erase that right out of there. Get rid of it. Get rid of those lines. Okay, and then I'm gonna, all right, so there it is how I want it, and then I'm gonna duplicate it and then move that on this side. So I have one on either side. All right, I don't know why that's not erasing. So what I'm gonna do to cover up that line is I'm just gonna go to this geometric, pull up this rectangle, make it white, pull it over here, stretch it out. There, and that line is gone, okay? And then, like I said, I can do a text overlay and then change that wording, make it say anything I want. What else? What other features can I show you here? Let's say I want to, let's see. This overlay, maybe I want to do a banner. But I want to send it to back. So here again, I would need to go back and then erase myself out here. And then I'm going to change the hardness, make it a little bit softer here. There we go. All right, and then this one too, I need to go back and erase that. But again, you kind of get the idea here. And if I wanted to get that really tight and close, I could enlarge those vegetables and then shrink them back down again. So just pull it up and then erase, change my hardness to a little bit more hard, change my size smaller. Then I can get really up close and do that cutout. And I'm just going to shrink it back down. I could get into that little stem there too if I wanted to, but I'm not going to be that picky right now. Just want to show you guys so you get the idea. All right, and then let's say I want to make this a little colorful. One thing with colors I want to tell you guys, when you're creating your images, try to keep your colors to a certain color scheme. I wouldn't get too busy with colors. Try to keep them maybe to three colors. So I have black, orange, and let's maybe do red. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this overlay, and then I'm going to change it to a different color here a little bit. And then I'm going to shrink it. And then I'm going to put it behind. So I'm going to send backward. I'm going to bring myself forward. Oops, there we go. Bring to front, that's what I want. All right. So now I lost my little sign. Where did that go? I'm going to bring that to front. Here. All right, so then I can put some text here, whatever I wanted to say, clean eating group, whatever it is. So other things over here, you could do a frame if you wanted to. That's what that would look like. I don't use a whole lot of the frames. If I wanted to do a texture, I would have to save it and then bring it back. So I'll show you, let's say, the light trails, because it's only going to affect the background, and I don't have a colored background because my background is white. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to save. And then I'm going to bring it back up. All right, so now I can go and you can see where it's kind of, yeah. So you can just play around with these effects. You can see what it will do to them. And then you can also go back into this one, and then it'll apply any of these, the sepia, dark edges, so just play around with it until you get it how you want it. So there you go. I hope this helps. It's kind of hard to do this without being able to make sure you have questions, but let's see. This one is a theme. Okay, hold on. It's not letting me go there. There we go. All right, for Valentine's Day coming up, for example, they'll have different themed effects that you can use. So the one that I kind of like, I don't know if it's going to do it because I don't have a background yet. The ombre is kind of, however you say that, it's kind of cool. But I am not doing a Valentine's Day post, so it looks silly. So there you go. Hope this helps, and I hope you find it useful. I can't get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna end the screen share if I can find out where to do that. There we go. Okay, so like I said, hope this is helpful for you guys, and let us know if you have questions. All right, take care.